Shalom, this is your host, Pastor Enoch Phiri. Welcome to The Journey, a show where we profile prominent members of our society who've made it to the top against all odds. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you through the life and the journey of DJ Fresh. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone, this is Matawe Matapula, the Deputy Editor of Drum and Move magazine. You are watching The Journey with Pastor Phiri.
Welcome back. This is the show where we profile prominent members of our society, those who have made it to the top against all odds. Just like I promised, in the studio we have DJ Fresh. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, brother man.
Bless you, sir.
How are you doing?
You know, the Bible says that do not despise days of humble beginnings, and you have risen from Norway. Of course, I want to assume from Norway to be this great DJ who is known all over Africa and the world. How and where did this great journey begin, sir?
Geez, I think this journey probably started when I was in primary school. You know, my love for music goes all the way back to elementary school.
Wow.
I was collecting music. I'd always play music for my friends. If there was a gathering with my friends, I'd be the guy playing the music.
Wow.
So as I was collecting music, people started realizing that that's the kid with the music.
Wow.
So by the time I got to high school, when I was 13, you know, in high schools you have school socials or discos, and they needed a DJ because one of the senior boys, I think he hadn't shown up at the beginning of the term. So they asked me to, you know, to play the music at the school disco, and that's how it started.
Wow.
So I've been a DJ since I was 13.
Wow.
And I think initially people thought, oh, it's a hobby, you know, pass, it's a phase he's going through. Because I think even my parents thought, no, it's just a phase, you know, he'll get over it. And yeah, that's what I do, that's what I love, that's what I'm passionate about.
In terms of career-wise, was this your first love?
You know what, I think initially in high school, I was either going to the army to fly, because I wanted to be a pilot in the army. In fact, 3 of my friends from high school went to the army. And then I decided that if I want to be a DJ, there's no way it's going to happen in the army.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So instead I enrolled for a law degree at the University of Botswana.
Okay.
So I did LLB, I did first year. But by the time I was halfway through first year, I realized that my love for radio, my love for DJing outweighed my love for law.
Wow.
That's when I decided that I need to get out of here. So I failed first year, and you know, obviously the parents were not happy, and it was a big fight with the parents, and so I had to repeat first year. But my heart was not there. My heart was long gone, and so I failed first year again, and then but it was fail and discontinue, which meant I couldn't go back. You see, so again was another big fight with the parents.
Wow.
And this was 1994. And then I said to my parents, listen, may I move to Johannesburg and study journalism rather? Because that's where my love is.
Absolutely.
And initially my old man was not 100% convinced. But my mother, you know, mothers generally, you know, help us they help us marinate our fathers. And yeah, so my mom convinced him, and I came this end of 94 to study media studies. Okay. And yeah, the rest is history.
Wow. Yeah. Now, you know, Johannesburg is one of the most competitive cities in Africa, if not in the world.
Sure.
And, how do you break loose? How do you break through to become one of the greatest?
I think having an outsider's perspective also played a role in a lot of my success. Because more often than not, if you're coming into a place from outside, your worldview is different.
Absolutely.
Your view of where you are is different. So I think, you know, the fact that I was coming from outside put me at an advantage. And I think also the fact that, I mean, the primary school I went to was an international school, the high school I went to was an international school. So already I was dealing with diversity and managing diversity from an early age.
Absolutely.
You know, so by the time I got here, you know, I already knew how to interact with, you know, black people, white people, Chinese people.
Wow.
And I think the more you're able to network, the more you can relate to a cross-section of people, the more likely you are to succeed at, I guess, making a point to everyone because your worldview is different.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Wow. You know, looking at a human being as an entity, a human being is a spiritual being.
Yes.
How is your relationship with your spirituality?
You know what? I think I've always been at odds with issues of religion.
Okay.
So, I mean, I was raised Roman Catholic. I mean,
Okay.
my mother's Roman Catholic,
Okay,
my
okay.
family's Roman Catholic. And, you know, I think my relationship with God, I believe, is beautiful.
Wow.
I don't think I'm as successful as I am because I'm special.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I think, you know, God's favor, hard work, being at the right place at the right time, all of those play a role. I think my biggest challenge was with how religion was taught to us,
Yeah.
especially as African kids.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Where you're almost taught to fear God.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you're told he's a loving God, but you're also told you must fear God.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But also, depending on what school you go to or what church you go to, you're also almost taught that those that don't believe like us are less than us.
Absolutely.
Or they're heathens, or they're not like us, therefore they're going to hell. So I used to question all of those things as a kid, because I had Muslim friends, I had Hindu friends, I had friends of the Baha'i faith. And for me as a child, being told those that don't go to church with us are heathens, or they will go to hell, it didn't make sense to me.
Absolutely.
So I was always fighting with the Sunday school teacher, because for me, I was friends with all the kids. So why are the other kids going to hell when I know they're good people? So those were the constant tensions I had between myself and how religion was taught to us as kids. You
Powerful.
know? Yeah.
You know, you mentioned three important points.
Yes.
Number one, you said that the basis of your success has been prayer. And second, you said to hardworking.
Yes.
And third, you said to be in a right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
How do you consolidate these three things in your personal life on a day-to-day livelihood?
You know, because I always try and impress upon people that prayer is not always external.
Yeah.
Prayer sometimes is just you meditating.
Absolutely.
Or wanting to focus or wanting to be in the right state of mind in order to make the right decisions. That's why whether I'm meditating or praying at the end of the day or praying at the beginning of the day, a lot of the times to prepare myself for the day. So whether it's praying for other people or praying for myself, I believe prayer is most powerful if it's from here.
Absolutely.
For you, because then your focus is different.
Absolutely.
But also, what I've seen, especially in our industry, a lot of people who don't succeed is because they were not ready for that opportunity. And for me, it's important to be ready for every opportunity you get. Hence, I say, as much as I was in the right place at the right time, a lot of the time I got opportunities, I was also prepared. Because most opportunities, they drop in your lap when you least expect them to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you're not ready to take the ball and run with it, you're not going to succeed.
Absolutely.
So I think it's important to know what you want and to know what you're going to do with the opportunity when you get that opportunity.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And you know, somebody once said that you are the 5 people that surround you.
Absolutely.
Like in your life, who has influenced your thinking, your drive to really take the city on its horn? Who are those people that have influenced you?
To tell you the honest truth, because I was generally a loner.
Okay.
I was, you know, as much as I had friends, a lot of them didn't influence me. A lot of what influenced me were other people who were not in my circle. Because I always say, your mentors don't have to be in your circle. Your mentors don't always have to even know you exist. I can observe you from a distance and observe how you do things, how you treat people, how you handle your business, how you handle yourself as a brand, and be inspired by that.
Wow.
So for me, mentorship is the ability to pick up positivity from other people.
Powerful.
So that's how I modeled myself, how I modeled my career. It was observing other people in the industry, other people who were doing it big, that I said, I want to be like that guy. How does he do it? And why is he so successful? Why is he different from all those other people?
Wow.
So I'm always observing.
Powerful.
And where I'm not observing, I'm reading about other successful people.
Wonderful.
So I've built myself modeled around different people. Some don't even know I exist.
Wow.
But because I'm watching, because I'm inspired, That's what fuels me.
Shalom Africa, greetings to everyone. This is Aaron Muloisi, and obviously you're watching The Journey with Pastor Enoch Phiri.
Welcome back. You know, there is an old Chinese proverb which says, a journey of many miles begins with one step. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in conversation with DJ Fresh. DJ, welcome back.
Thank you.
I just want to find out from you, sir, if the space where you are was your first attempt, or you tried several times, you know, because there is a tendency both in the church, because this is a Christian show, both in the church and in the community in general. Once you do first attempt, second attempt, then you say, I want to give it, I want to give up. Sure. How many times do you try for you to do what you love?
To get my first decent radio gig, I was sending demos out for almost 5 years. For 5 years, I was sending demos out with zero response. But I never gave up because I understood exactly what I have to offer. And sometimes self-knowledge is all the difference between whether you're going to give up or not.
Absolutely.
Because I knew I had value to bring. Wow. I knew I had value to add wherever I might get a radio show. So I was sending demos every single place, even to radio stations that broadcast in languages I don't speak, because I just wanted to get into radio.
Wow.
But for 5 years and not one response.
Wow. Now, when you don't get responses, did that break that drive?
No. Because of my self-knowledge, because I knew how good I was at the time, I knew that eventually something will happen.
Wow.
You know, a lot of lost opportunities are because we give up just before something happens. And my attitude is, I will knock until something happens.
Wow.
And if this door is not opening, I will build a door somewhere else.
Okay.
You know, my attitude is that.
Wow.
There's a saying, I think it's by Hannibal, you must find a way or make one.
Wow.
So that's me. That's my entire career is based on that.
Wow.
That I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to let 100 no's determine whether I'm going to keep going or not. So yeah.
Which was your first decent radio break?
So I started, radio, it was like part-time in Botswana in 1992. Okay. But it was in 1997 at YFM where I got my first proper radio gig. So yeah.
Wow, so from YFM you've been growing from strength to strength?
It's been non-stop since YFM. And one thing I notice is when a door opens, more often than not, other doors will open. Wow. Which goes back to what I was saying about being prepared. If you're not prepared for one door opening, you're in trouble, because one door, more often than not, activates other doors and other opportunities. And if you're not ready to juggle all these opportunities, you're in trouble.
Wow. Okay, you know, there's always one question that I've always wanted to ask a radio personality, especially somebody who does radio every day.
Yes, sir.
As a preacher, I preach once a week on Sundays, mainly.
Yes.
But you wake up every morning or every afternoon and you are jovial, you are in a right space, in a right mood.
Sure.
And at times I ask myself a question, how do they put everything right, as though, you sail in your own world, though you might be having your personal challenges? How do you break away from your personal issues and step into a new world, a world where you are talking to people and giving people hope? You know what?
Church and radio are actually not that different, because radio is still ministry.
Yeah.
And because my purpose leads everything that I do, and I believe my purpose is to change people's lives. Being on the radio every day is ministry.
Yeah.
Because you're helping people get through a tough day. My day was tough. You know, keep me company, take me home.
Wow.
Give me hope. Tell me something that might remind me that yes, I'm going through stuff, but I'm not the only one going through stuff, and things will get better. So our jobs are actually the same.
Wow.
It's just that we minister in different ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
But our roles are to change how people think, how people perceive themselves, and how people deal with issues that they have, and remind them that, listen, yes, you're going through stuff, but it passes.
Wow.
And you know, you're not going to be given a load you can't carry. So carry that load with pride and dignity, because the day that yoke is removed from your back, you're going to fly.
Wow.
But we need to remind people of that.
Powerful. So sometimes you come to work not in the right space, but you have to switch into...
It's not my listeners' problems that I have problems. If I show up, I must show up. So if you are in church, you must deliver
Absolutely.
the service.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, stay home.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because people have an expectation of you. People
Wow.
expect you to keep them company, to motivate them, to remind them that we're all in this together.
Wow.
So as long as I'm here, I better deliver.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, you are entering into the space when South Africa is very young. It's,
Sure.
it's a new democracy, new opportunity. People are talking about the rainbow nation, and there is maybe let me call it the mainstream radio,
Sure.
which has been existing for many years, and you guys are breaking through into that space. How did it feel as black people, as African people? Though maybe your experience would be a little bit different coming from Botswana, but
Sure.
here you are in South Africa with the fall of apartheid a few years ago, and
Yes.
there you are. You must survive into that industry. How was it?
You know what? I think when YFM happened in '97, there wasn't really a platform for young black South Africans, and I think YFM was part of a revolution in broadcasting,
Okay.
in saying to black, especially black youth, that you have a platform, you have a voice, and we are your voice. But not only do we speak on your behalf, we speak. You know, you must speak through us, so that people know that black youth have opinions. Black youth, not all of them might have jobs, but they're still part of the economy. And I think that's important to always take into consideration, that people thought YFM would fail because the attitude was, black kids don't have money. Who are you going to advertise to? This radio station is going to fail. And it's 22 years later, YFM is still going strong.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just want to ask a final personal question.
Yes.
I mean, coming also from a journalism background,
Yes.
I understand that each newsroom has its own narrative. Maybe each radio station has got its own narrative.
Sure.
And for you, wherever you go, you bring your narrative. How
Sure.
does that make you feel?
You know what? I think it's important to offer, especially people that are consistently loyal to you, you need to offer them a consistent product. I always say, Coca-Cola is Coca-Cola is Coca-Cola. When you open that fridge and you open that can, you know what to expect in that can. And the sooner we can learn to be as consistent as Coca-Cola, as people, as personal brands, the sooner we succeed like Coca-Cola have succeeded. And the formula is simple.
Wow.
You know what? People know what to expect, so don't change it.
Wow,
And
absolutely.
so that's what I take with me to every radio station I go. That you
Wow.
know what to expect. It's the same mind, it's the same mouth, and it's the same opinions. And that's why I've been here for, I've been doing radio now for 27 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much. It was really a great honor having you in the studio.
Thank you very
And
much.
especially coming from the background of being a preacher.
Yes, sir.
And you sit on the other side of a microphone interviewing the great.
Yes,
it was
sir.
really a challenge.
No, thank you
and
very
I
much.
prayed and God answered my prayers.
Thank you.
you very much. It
No,
was
appreciate
good
it.
really having you here.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bible says that I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you good future and a success. I just want to encourage you wherever you are. If God can do it for DJ Fresh, He can do it for you. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Till we meet next week.
Thank you.